Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a program to compare tunes for similarity. And one of the ways we do that is with something called a Parsons code, which gives us sort of the shape or maybe the derivative of the melody. And we did that early on. It was actually kind of our first thing we did. And as it's grown, we have ended up with two scroll bars. And I think we tried to get rid of one and we saw a problem. And I think I know what the problem is. And I think we can solve it. Okay, so let's just run it. I think it's more visible there. Okay, so if we open a file, I think the small one's enough. Okay, here we have our Parsons code. And actually, I probably should open the big one instead. Let's do this one. Okay, we have a bunch, and you can see the scroll bar inside. And then there's another scroll bar outside for the whole big view on the right. Okay. What happened is originally we just had these, I call them hamburgers, but the pipeline stages. They were the only thing visible in this view, and they had a button that says view result or something like that. Mostly we've gotten rid of that. A statistics report, it just shows it directly. The sound never had anything to show. The melody average does still have this because computing the melody average takes a few seconds, and we don't want to do that unnecessarily until somebody's ready. But what happened is this was originally on a separate sheet, and then we'd pop it open as it's there. And so it, as a separate sheet, it needed its own scroll bar. And as I moved it back in, I didn't really address that, but I want to today. And I think I know the problem. So let's demonstrate the problem first. Always a good starting step for something like this. Whoops. Let's try that. And well, I probably should have found it first. I usually do it from the bottom to the top because it's easier to figure out the top than it is the bottom. Okay, so here we're saying now the body is the stack with the for eaches, a report for each thing, and then put inside its frame with all the colors and all that stuff. All right, so let's run this. And what we're going to see is, unless something changed, it's going to just overwhelm the window. Okay, so you can just see barely behind here the hamburger's still there, and there's the open file button that's still selected. That's like an accessibility selection. But our view just completely overtook it, and then the variations in here, the height is so squeezed you can hardly see them. So what's going on? Well, I think the problem is this. I believe this was from when it was its own window and it needed a large height and all that stuff. It didn't have any opinion on its own how big it should be. But now we've embedded it in the main window. It should just conform to that. Now, I don't know. We probably still want the alignment leading. I don't know. Or, yeah, that's leading, not letting. Letting is something else. All right. So my theory is this is going to fix it. And then I think we can do a quick demo as to why. We'll run that again. Get our big file. Hey. All right. And one scroll bar. And they've got the right pictures. So I think what was going on before was our view here was trying to respect that 1,000 by 900 or 1,000 wide, 900 high thing. The height's really the one that got it. And so it basically tried to do what it could to squeeze them into that range. Among them, it squeezed our graph as low, down to its minimum width, so you could hardly see it. You could just see like, oh, there's some bumps in that line. and squeezed them, and it was still too big. Okay. And all that goes back to the sort of approach they use for drawing. And it's kind of a dance between the parent view and the child view. So what happens is the parent proposes a size. And in our case, we're inside Scrollbar. So I suspect it proposes, probably proposes either the frame, the page size, or who knows, but it proposes something. Then the child takes that information, takes the proposal, and then does what it wants. I'm sure there's an analogy to real life in there somewhere, but it takes that information, then chooses its own style, and the parent's going to respect that style no matter what. And then the parent's going to place the child view on in its position, in its coordinate space where it goes. And so I think what happened is the parent proposed, how about you fit inside the screen? And our thing said, no, I was told I'm exactly 1,000 wide and 900 high, which is fine with scroll bars because the scroll bar, it works out with the scroll bar that like, oh, I just need to be a Windows width and it's fine. But now we're saying, we didn't have the scroll bars anymore, and we're saying make it an arbitrary size. And so the parent says, well, okay, it's out of my hands, and it places it as best as it can, and it covers the whole window. I'm sure there's other ways to manage it. I mean, I find it a little weird that we end up overwriting stuff, but I'm sure they tried the other way, and it just was worse. Excuse me. All right, so let's clean this out. It's yet again, I don't know. I should probably do 2 sessions of an hour each, because I always seem to solve these things 5 minutes after I leave. But I did come back through and saw that frame and thought, oh, maybe that's the issue. I didn't try it, so you get an honest solution that way. But I was pretty sure that would be something with it. All right, now let's see how we're looking. We got the stage title. Oh, and everything was, we didn't have to put our leading alignment there anymore. I think it may be that the parent had already done that for us. Okay. But I think this is actually kind of a good view, I think. We've got a title, and we have a for each over the report, and we show each item with a divider, a little bit of padding, the right colors, and there you go. So I think that is really, really nice now. Okay, so yes, it was possible. And we'll take this. We're done with that. Okay. I was sick last night, so we may not have a full-length session today. We'll see how I'm doing, but I really wanted to come in and solve this one. I'm glad it only took a few minutes. Okay, so that's good. Now, let's push that. All right, so fix. All right, that's good. Maybe we should take a little longer look here. There's still. Okay, let's start at ParsonsView. All right, this thing places, well, there's really 2 pieces. It's got the sync shape. So these 2 are stacked over top of each other. The sync shape on the bottom and the controls on the top, which is really just a title and a message. Then we have the Parsons result with a bit of a border drawn around it, a little padding, and we only show it if the report is not empty. This little thing of using opacity, I don't know. You would think there'd be a hidden kind of thing, but I don't think it hidden. It doesn't let you set it. Okay. Now we can do this with if, but it's actually more efficient from SwiftUI's point of view. Is there an is hidden? It doesn't work here. Okay. From SwiftUI's point of view, it's happier to let the conditionals be done inside this, and it just has less to maintain, and ifs really kind of throw it a little bit. So doing this, it just keeps the same actual view. It doesn't have to say, oh, there's one view for if this is true and one for if it's false. Coordinating all that, it just uses one view. It's a little bit of a optimization. I guess I didn't think of it myself. All right. But we know the stage. What's this? I think that's not being used. Stage view, show report equals false. Show report. Well, where are you? I don't think you exist. And then what's this? StageView.Swift really does not have a... I don't know where it's getting that. Okay, but it's not... It's owned by the view, and if the view is not using it, we don't need it. Before we had that to turn on the sheet or not. Okay. Now, I guess I can accept this. Now this one, you know, I think I want to alphabetize these. I know it's a little, I don't know. Is it anal? I don't know. There's going to be enough of them that it's a little bit of work to find the right one. Actually, I think even this would help a little too. This was theoretically, I think most of the places we would have to cast our stage, this covers it. So I think in that sense, it's good. All right, this one's out of order. I'd rather not have to do as casts, but I don't have, I mean, we really struggled through a bunch of ways trying to figure out how to do it, but this is where we ended up. Okay, I guess the first one is average, so let's take out the else if. Stage is okay, so our pipeline holds stages, and we want to somehow show views that correspond to the stages. You know, we can add them in and out of the hamburger, and this is the mechanism that goes from a generic stage, says I'll find you your view, and does that. Okay, quant state, one more. Okay, I think PQRS, right? Okay, file, filter, right. So well, I don't think the tests are going to catch anything in here, but vertical, fair enough. If I took them out, okay, I guess I'll bend to the style guide. Even, I mean, the fact that it's a little complicated is a message, but I just don't have, I don't have a good way to do this. If I did, I guess what I could do is, I suppose I could create some sort of array, a map that went from, would have to know the type, and then would know this. Yeah, so it's average tune stage. We'd have a table from average tune stage to average tune view, and we'd have to force a dynamic cast from one to the other. I mean, there may be a mechanism, there usually is, but I don't I don't think I've ever seen it in use. Given a type to do a cast on something, yeah. This is kind of one of those places where if it's all in one place, I'm okay. All right, so clean, remove unused state from Parsons code view, was it? Yeah, Parsons view. Reorder stages in stage view. Excuse me. Sorry. All right. Now, the other thing is, when I was doing the off camera, I brought in the Swift lint to check these. That's where that warning message came from. I knew I had these in one place, but I thought I saw a couple others go by. This is a little off topic, but whoops, I guess it's just text. Stage view, their pipeline. Oh, we may not be able to get around that either. Right. So let's see what we're doing here. Okay, the pipeline knows the list of sources, transforms, and sinks. This could be changed. All right, but what it does is it knows the relationship that if you say you're a source, then I should be able to cast you to source. All right, and then transform. Each one has its own type. Each one has its own class that, its own fields and stuff. Again, it's this one if statement that kind of ties the two pieces together from the pipeline side. The other was on the view side. I think right. I think it's okay. The thing that gave me a little pause is you could make a case for splitting this class so that we had these are the available, this is sort of like the available stages, and these are the active ones. You set the available ones at the very beginning and default the active ones to one of those. Right, so this is how we replace them. The sources and sinks are kind of like radio buttons. You can only choose one. So if you try and choose the one you're on, it just returns. If you choose a different one, it takes that. Transformations are more like a set of a list or set of them. I guess it's a list. They're in order. If you select one that's in there, it removes it. If you add a new one, that's fine. And you can get a little bit of shuffling around the order with that. And then this one is back to a radio button. And I think that's kind of all going on there. This transformation, I could see, we could probably do it all in one object. Well, our stages used to know if they were active or not. Now the pipeline is the thing that controls who's active. But because of the way we're doing it, where the first is always the source and the last is always the sink, we could maintain our list this way and pull it out of the list. I don't know that it's dramatically better or anything, but we'll let that go. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Stage view, Parsons view. We had a Parsons result. Is another view. Parsons item view. It probably would be good style to pull this out as well. I mean, it's doing enough work. Ooh, stop. Let's try that one. Okay. Want a new file? Swift file is fine. Parsons item view. Is it going in both these? Yes, it should. It's not a test, it's a real thing. Okay, this boilerplate we're dumping, except at need. Okay, he does need Swift UI. All right. So this is how you view a Parsons item. Oh, I guess it needs charts too. We're taking one item and displaying it, just a read-only kind of thing. Swift likes that. All right. And he's pretty simple. We got the label, the title. Sorry, the title here. And the Parsons code itself, and then the chart. And we've done that. I thought about, should I put a line for 0? But 0 is not really that meaningful in the chart. It's really more the overall impression. Okay. The only thing is I still hate needing, I don't know. I think we tried both ways. If you take out the alignment leading, they will try and center themselves. And so I think only the first one here, which is forced left, would center. But if you say it's leading, it always aligns the items to each other, and it will see, oh, I gotta line up there. Okay. So that's all right. Now this, oh, he should find that. He doesn't need charts. Oh, and I'm supposed to put them in order. Parsons result. His job is to look at the stage. Okay. And the stage has a bunch of reports for the individual items, and we just show them. Yeah. Parsons item. Okay. I think that's all right. And then anything else we care about in here? I guess we can look at the stage. I just want to see if it's pulling its weight, I guess. Okay, we calculate two things, metadata and report. Is there a better word for this? Codes? Item doesn't really give anything. It is sort of a report. We'll let it go. All right, now Parsons code report. Okay. And he defines Parsons item. All right, so his job is give me a tune, I will produce the Parsons item, which contains the code, well, it contains the header, the Parsons code, and then the data for the chart, and puts all that back. The only thing funny in this is that it's delegating off to Parsons code for two of our actions. And that's where I would, it's a debate to me to keep it in one, put it all back in the same class. But this class is very testable on its own. It's like, give me a list of symbols, I will produce the string RDU, U star, and all that stuff. Yeah. And then this one is, give me the Parsons code, and I'll produce the data that we want. So our graph is either going up or down by 1 or staying the same. Okay. So, yeah, a little space there wouldn't hurt anything. It's kind of a biggish loop because of all these cases, but I think conceptually it's very simple that star and R don't change Y, and D and U do change Y, and we're just appending these pairs to it. So I will accept it. All right, that's all the Parsons code stuff. Let's make sure tests run. I guess since we're leading this for the last time for now, we'll run the whole thing again as well. But nothing should have changed anything there. All right, we'll take our big file. And that looks all right. And this is very nice. I did the ASCII art, but I think that probably took us longer than the ASCII art here with the graph package was. I probably spent an hour experimenting with it in the playground, and then putting it in was, less than a session's work. All right. I'm really happy with that. I have a person I'm working with who will use this, and I haven't showed this to her yet, but I think she's going to be really thrilled with it. Looks spiffo. And in general, in this project, I've tried to keep the look of it at the top as well as the functionality. It's very easy for me to fall into something that's like, oh, you got the feature, but yeah, it's not really quite looking right. But I think this is pretty good. I mean, we can definitely see similarities. Those three are practically identical. You can't tell if they're really identical. I mean, they aren't. I can see that here. These two are closer, but not the same. So they're similar enough that you would go, oh yeah, this piece with the big mountain and then the little hill, that's a piece in there, and it's a piece in there, and it's a piece in there. It's all sounding like, yeah, this is a symbol of the same tune. And even that, this one and this one are pretty similar. A little bit of variation in there in the front, but not much. Okay. I like it. The only other thing I was planning to do, so this one we've just sorted them by Parsons code. So that really gives an advantage to things that look similar at the front, but it doesn't really, I would really rather do sort of a fitting kind of thing. And I don't know if that's computationally, we want to wait around for it, but my idea is sort of slide these things against each other and then try moving them, slide them so where the best fragment, the closest fit. So I would expect this to correspond to that upward thing, and that, they'd have some similarity, but I want to cluster them based on that. Like given any two of these things, I want to slide them back and forth until they're as close as they can be, and then give that a score of some sort, and then cluster them all based on that. And so it may be a different kind of view. I don't even know what it means really. Maybe it's a bunch of nodes connected in we kind of flatten 2D space to say which ones are closest or something. I know there are mathematical techniques. I know I looked at them years ago and thought, oh, that'll be useful sometime. If that's what you need, it's what you want, kind of thing. But I'd really like to see it, that this piece it goes like, that's a totally different song than this one. That should be way out of the way, off in some corner. Okay. Yeah, some of these are kind of funny. The lyrics, they all vary, but the one with the piper in the meadows straying is a little risque for the 1500s, I'm sure. At least for now. All right. I'm happy. I think that's cool. All right. So, let's push this. I don't know how to describe it. We kind of did miscellaneous. We broke out, well, that's just a spacing. We added, we split out ParsonsView, Parsons item view.swift to its own file. This one we took it out, and miscellaneous spacing fixes. Okay. Cool. All right. Now, let's go back here. Close tabs to the right. Okay, so our current task is not descriptor. That's just kind of a reminder, but I want to. I'm in the process of going back around. So we took some shortcuts to what we did so far because, like the person I'm working with, they've encoded. I think she said they've got 80 versions of Deck the Halls now, and I've got the one when she had about half that many, and I'm only implementing stuff that's needed for her data right now, but this all comes from a standard, and well, not a standards body standard, but it's got its own, specification and is regarded as a standard. Multiple vendors support it, and so on. This is ABC format. And one of the things I did was if my musician friend did not use a symbol in the description, I didn't bother. And partly, like, she may have even used some of these, but they don't affect the analysis. So let me get the data up, because we're going to go back into the data file again, which is always a challenge. All right. Yeah, so here, okay, Fiona Potts is the person I'm working with. C is composer. We don't know necessarily what's in there, but like maybe it doesn't affect the Parsons code. Maybe I should say it that way. The key doesn't really affect the Parsons code because the code just measures, are you going up or down? It doesn't really care, are you in the key of C? The meter, it sort of does affect it, because if you're 4/4, if you have one tune that's 4/4 and one that's 8/8, the 8/8 one probably has a lot more notes in it, even though they really boil down to the same thing. So we kind of normalize them a bit. We have this notion of quantizing, that we can say only show me once every quarter note, or once every eighth or 16th or half, or whatever you want. And so we use that. L1 quarter tells us each one of these by default is a quarter note. Excuse me. The X is the ID number, T is the title. So we wanted those. I don't think we do these two. And they're more, our statistics view gives you something on that. Let's go back to ABC format. Here's the standard for it. So let's see. Information fields, right. A is area, deprecated, so I may not do anything with that. B is book. What do we see? C, composer. Oh, now they've got it split by, oh no, those are examples. Okay. This one, origin, UK, Yorkshire, Bradford, that's a hierarchy. So there's a little work to do there, but we're looking at ones in the file header. So area, deprecated. I think you're supposed to use origin maybe now. Okay, recommended it be included in the origin. I would probably, I don't know. That makes it sound like origin's the one to support. All right. Let's go back here. What was our to do? A and O are paths, semicolon. Yes, that's true. We don't really handle the paths yet. These are the simple ones. B, C, D, G, H, and S, C. B, book, simple string. C, D, I forget what it was. F, G, H. That's a URL. That's a little different. Discography. Okay. Group. I don't know what that means. Not standardized. So we can include the string, but we don't have to do anything with it. All right. H, histories, free text. Instructions a little different. We'll skip that. Macro, we're not going to look at yet. Remember there was S, source. Okay. And what's the other? H, N, S, C, N, notes. Okay. Yeah. All right. So for those, to display them, really, we just have to make sure that the parser pulls it in and, the parser pulls it in and makes it available to our statistics screen and our filter screen. Those are the only two that really use this information. All right, so I'm only going to do the ones that are string, and this one says string, but A and O, they're really separated by semicolons within them. It's a structured string. I'm only going to do the ones that are unstructured for now. Okay, so these will be, let's do it this way. Oops. Okay, strings. That one's kind of a weird case. Okay, so our rhythm is in tune body too. That's really kind of not so helpful. Type of tune, it's sort of free text. And so they have a header and then a tune body, and you could put it in either one. I guess we can allow it. It's kind of like title is that same kind of thing. Let's get back up here. Tune title, you can have multiple ones. More than one title field can be used more than once per tune. So I'm going to treat rhythm that same way. So he's a little different. All right, but he's probably useful there soon after. Okay, now the next easiest is probably lists. You have some where they split, the value splits, and we just have to kind of figure out what's going on there. W, I don't know, that I think that might be not a title one, header one, a tune header. Okay, or body. Yeah. Okay. Words. All right. I don't know. Lyrics is probably a more accurate name, but they took L for that, so they're kind of. We're going to take care of that. Uter, meter, key. That one's going to need some work. Okay. I guess I'll flip the order here. Filter. We're going to do other metadata, then key signature. All right. Let's focus on statistics first. Okay, and I really want to get this piece of UI done first. I think that's a good target for today. And then we'll do these later. But I think first we're going to deal with handle other string-based fields. Okay, that's those. String is probably not so useful there. All right. And then hierarchical multi-entry data is probably easier than hierarchical. I think we'll probably do these two and then maybe do the same for filter. Okay. So table for statistics results. We haven't used table before, I don't think. Let's see, where is it? This is statistics. It's a sync. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's get the view, the result, and the stage. Okay, I see scroll bar in there. That may be the same deal we had. Okay. Yeah, suspicious, eh? Okay. Statistics result. They're short, so we probably won't hit that. All right, let's run. We're going to take the big one, and let's take the statistics. Yep, we have our inner scroll bar. Okay, we know how to fix that. Let's deal with that first. All right, so eliminate inner scroll bar. All right. So I think what we have to do is take this out and this out. We really won't need the ID, but we'll come back on that one. Here, and then the next two parens. Okay, we won't do this. Okay, and then this is probably, yeah, it's got that too. So that's probably the first one we should comment out. Okay. Looks good. All right, let's run it like this. It's so refreshing to fix something that we know is a problem before. Hey, no scroll bar. And in our case, it didn't write all over the place, but we know we should remove that. Sorry, we'll give these up and I'll talk. Okay, we know we should remove this frame too. All right. Now, well, that should work. Again, I don't know. I haven't been very good about doing previews on some of these. Okay. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Let's take out that ID. Frame max with infinity. I feel like we're... Okay, let me reformat. Okay. I think we're doing stuff that maybe isn't needed. This, I think that was sort of forcing our width. Maybe I can put this on the title. The empty tag there was a marker for our scrolling to the top. Momentarily, I will eliminate this. All right, VStack, minimum length, and picker. Okay. This, what's that on? The VStack. I don't think we'll need that, but we got rid of that marker. Let's make sure how things run. Okay, there you go. It does not. And that still has that. See, I suspect, I don't know, frame max width. Let's put alignment in here. Does not do it. Okay. I know if I do this, I mean, this is what we did before. Force it. And we don't need that. All right. And I think if we did that, we don't need this either. I'm trying to understand these things. So by default, the VStack is going to place things wherever it places them, which it kind of centers them, the text by default. and then it lines everything else beneath it. But we don't want it like that. We want it really left justified. I don't know why you have to work so hard to get left justified, but we sure seem to. All right. Let's run that. Now I think it should be forced to the left, all those things. Statistics. Okay, yeah. All right. And so does this do anything? I don't know, do I need these parens? Yes. That was forced left before, so apparently that is working. All right. Spacer min length 40. I don't know why we would care about the length. Let's just take it out momentarily. Now min height, I would understand. Oh, where is that? Let me just move that down a little bit so I can grab it. Okay, I'm wanting a little more vertical space in here. I don't see why min length would put it in, but it does. I think I can probably cut it down. 32. Okay. It's the picker. How's he looking? Okay. Padding. All right. Text field report. Well, I suspect field report is this. He's not a table at all. Kind of like our other one where we had to change it into data. That's what we were doing. All right. So I'm guessing this is not needed. It was interesting when I went to time signature, the transition wasn't very graceful. That's not bad. It was title to time signature. Oh, there's scroll bars shifting things. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. All right. Now, the next thing, easily done, I think. All right, let's take that out. Let's get these texts. Stage title. That's fine. Where's stage.output? Okay. So this text is just plain old text. I don't know why I can't select that. Plain old text. I was hoping I could maybe make these little better. I think I want to deal with the table here first. This could be in a table of some sort too, or it could be a list of header names and values being strings would be kind of a minimal transformation. So pass the header and the string separately so we can format them. We don't care so much what they are. And that is stage output. That really is the statistics part of things. Let's find output. He's on statistics stage, so let's call this statistics. Okay, and yesterday we had some tests that weren't getting the message on the refactoring. Let's see if this... No, I found it. Okay, good. All right, so result, that, and then the field report. All right, so I think what we need to do is same thing we did yesterday. I think it was yesterday for making this a structured object instead of just a string. And it seemed like the easier way to go about it was to just add a new field that had the stuff in it. Now, field report, where's that coming from? Find field, find field. Where are you used? There's that. Okay, there's field report. Right, so let's go look at statistics stage tests. Oh, let's take what we have now. All right. And the tests should be down here. Source is a sync. All right. All right, so there's static information, metadata. I don't know where the metadata comes from. Goes, I mean. Reports the tune counts, that's good. Reports the number of measures, reports notes, reports averages, okay. Selecting title shows title. Okay, so just showing the pieces. Okay, let's go see. Table. All right, so they've got an identifiable here, and you probably don't have to, but you define a column for each thing you're showing, and then this thing has the value. Okay, so we're going to need some struct that is what we actually show, as you'd expect. But it just needs to be one row's worth of material. In our case, it's only 2 columns, and I don't think, I think given the nature of this, the values are unique. Is that true? Yeah, I mean, for statistics, like we're doing at least, right, they, we're showing the count for any given thing. So the counts might be the same, but the things are going to be unique. So at least for now, we'll start there. But it's not too bad to get from this column names. I think we can just do this and it'll more or less work. Okay, so first is we got to create our type. that we're going to display. All right, so let's go back. Well, we can do the same test, and we'll just check. Yeah, we'll just check our selecting title. I'm just going to change the name slightly just to get triggered. Okay. And I'm going to make it more generic. Selecting field shows values alphabetically with count. Okay. Same setup is fine. We got two the same, one different. And we are looking at field report. Well, for us, I think we want to look at, I don't know, we'll call it field values for now, maybe. We want to say let field values, well, let's call it actual. Let actual equal stage.field values. Doesn't exist. Whoops. Okay. And then let expected equal, well, what are we going to call these things? Field count. Count. I guess we're checking an array, right? Field count. The field is cat song. Count is 1. And field count whale song. Count is 2. Okay. And, well, I think we can just do it this way. All right. Okay. And remember field values, we don't need this one anymore. Okay, so let's give stage field count. Field count, and it's got a field. How about value of string, count of int, and I think for us an init since the name is field count, I feel like it you know what you're putting in there. Self.value equals values, self.count equals count. And I don't mind putting in a minimal class like this. All right, and then the other thing we know we need to be equatable. And it should generate it for us with a simple field like this. Okay, so field count is fine. And field values. And we'll start it empty. All right. Now our test should fail. Cannot find field count in scope. Oh. Public. I still haven't broken myself of this either. Okay. Can I be clear? All right. 'Cause Should fail because it's empty. Okay. Empty is not equal to what we expected. Good. All right. So what are we doing here? Find field. Well, I don't know. I'm willing to. Field to count as string to int. Okay, I'm gonna take this function, duplicate it. Let's call it field counts. And our value is field values. Okay. Yeah, we're just doing it kind of in parallel. Type of this should be all messed up, right? We want. Yeah, why aren't you complaining? Okay, there we go. All right. We need an array of field counts coming out of this. Okay, and what we've done here is we take each tune, dig out the field, drop it in the map, and then we walk through the map, sort it. Oh, well, take the map, grab the keys, sort them, and then we're going to map them to something, and we're not going to join strings. We're going to map to a field count with we're given a key $0 and field to count sub $0, otherwise 0. Okay, which really shouldn't happen, but that's kind of a default case. Expected a separator. Oh, I expect a parenthesis myself. Okay. All right, so we're doing the same computation, figure out the fields and their counts, but we're turning them into field counts instead of appending them into a giant string. So we get the keys, sort the keys, and then take each key and return a field count object with the count. All right, I think that should pass. Good. All right. Add field counts to statistics stage. Okay. So now our stage has this field, and our view should be able to look at it. Okay, there's the field report. I think this should just be our table. Excuse me. Table. Back to our example, we're going to put the list in there. So this is stage.field values ID dot value. Okay, because the name of the contents of the field name are what counts. We may change. Ooh, what's the matter? explicitly specifying a root type. Field values. I guess I could put field count there, but value. Type of empty closure. That's fine. All right. Now we need our columns. Table column, column name, and the value. Let's put the count first. And value colon. Slash dot count. And this is value. And value. Capital C. I think it's that simple. Apparently not. Requires that field count conform to identifiable. Oh. Okay, we'll do that. Now, I could use the value. Let's do that. And I think this will work. Is that enough? Well, that could be a one-line, can't it? Public. Field count. Oh, there's a way to do this too. Yeah. We can put a that was just parens. Okay, yeah. Since we want to convert the type. Can you get to $0? We don't need ID. Funny how often it complains about missing parens with saying you're missing a comma. All right. Let's run it. This is statistics, and we'll open our big file just for fun. Oh, no title, no table. Where did it go? Did we not actually put it in the view? We did. Statistics result. Table, stage.field values. Oh, we probably didn't, no? We produced it. In our test passes, it did. So we know it's in the stage. Why isn't it showing up? Okay, we start out empty. Init. Okay. It's the call of find field and field counts. So when you consume the packet, we update field values. Okay, let's break here. Are we still running? No. Okay, we are still empty. We haven't specified one, but this should change things. Okay, let's look at field values. Welcome. Should be a list of those two values. Cat song, whale song. Oh, all our values. Okay, yeah. So those are coming in. All right, curious. Can we break here? Maybe too late? No. Let's continue. All right, let's put some formatting on the table so we can see if it's there. We know it's hitting the table. We don't see it. Huh. Okay. Let's see what else we can do with table. All right. So, I mean, I think we correspond to this. We got a table full of data. We check the data is there. We got table columns. Styling. Well, I'm going to just force it with some data, I think. That was a rows colon. Okay. Into the table, then rows colon something. Okay. Into the table. Rows, table rows. In our case, these have to be field counts. Okay, so this should not be, yeah. I have to do just a bare table. No parens of purchase.self. Okay. Nothing. All right, have I put this in a bad place? Not really. Let's move it down or up. Okay, we'll get some sort of printout from that. Yeah. Let's just do the count. Not sure what the complaint is there. Erg. Okay, I got the values. They're coming in from that. Well, Table of field count itself. Why is that violating multiple values? Argument should be on the same line or one per line. It probably is complaining about this. I don't find it problematic, but okay. But why are you not showing? You should be showing these things. Okay. Static rows. Can I just run that example? Looks like it. Let's take this into the playground and see if we can see it. I use all that stuff. Okay, let's do this. I think we've done enough with charts. My view should be dip table. Okay, and it doesn't look like it takes any data. It's got its currency. All right. My view here, and let's run. Could probably take those out too. Well, it's a little uglier than theirs. No, they show it with the extra rows too. But yeah, we're seeing it. Did I say some horrible size? Interestingly, the first column is not there. Base price. Price purchase text purchase price. That seems. Yeah, that's there. I don't know why that's not there. Is it still not enough room? Maybe if I drag this over. Yeah, okay. It's there. All right. Now, why is the analog not working in ours? I guess we could take this whole thing, right? Statistics result. All right, I'm going to put, I'll just, this is the view with that stuff. Okay. Multi-line arguments. What have I confused it with? Text, values, this, that. That looks okay to me. All right. Let's put this down here. And tables of view, let's just put that right in here. Run ours. Cannot find purchase. Oh, yeah. I don't know why this complaint. Okay, we know the values are there. I don't think we need that either. All right. Target ID and indent. Huh. Okay. The table is not showing up on my screen, even with their table. That showed up on the other screen. So why would a table not show? I don't even begin to know. Let's take this one. People, and we got people table. Okay. Let me clean the build. I don't know what his problem is with multi-lines. Well, I ran tests. Didn't mean to. Oh, and this table is people table. Right, people table. All right, I am just very puzzled. There's not much in here. Stage title, and then another VStack. I feel like that's redundant. Let's see if we can get this one out. Well, it gives us a little more padding, but I don't think we care. I don't know why this should matter, but it shouldn't be necessary. No, maybe it was because, let's see if we can move it out completely. I think it'll kind of implicitly wrap these. Okay, well, we lost our leading, but we still don't have tables. Okay, but now I'm going to put it in. Okay, it was in the table before. I'm going to put the table outside as well, just to see if there's any relationship. I'm not sure I can imagine what would do it. Nothing. Okay, let's. All right, this one I'm going to wrap in an H-stack, force it to be centered. Now I've got everything in the V-stack again. Yeah. Nothing. I don't know. All right, well, we're overdue for a break. Let's take our break. 3-4 minutes, maybe 5, but not too long, I don't think. And hopefully I will get some enlightenment as to why tables run in Playground and not in Program. Okay, where's that MIDI stuff? Let's comment that out too. Cut that out. I think we did a lot of stuff with that we don't need. We learned what we needed to. Okay, and this appears to be there. All right, let's take that break. All right, welcome back. Well, I did a quick search. One thing I saw was something saying you can put widths on your tables. Let's do some of that. Results. Well, first we can do this, right? Let's just do width 100, height 100, and just see if that wakes anything up. I don't know if it's there, but not showing up. Not sure what's going on there. 8 missing from active tasks. Well, there's no table. Okay, let's go down to people table. And we can put width on here. Wow, nothing. Okay. Let's make one that just returns a tip table, a person table. People table. And let's comment out from there. Well, again, the easy way is just to go down here. I just want to come out this one. That's better. Okay. And let's run. Oh, this is result down here. Statistics view. Result with a border. Wait a minute. I shouldn't have any statistics. I shouldn't have the name statistics report. Okay, something. What's going on here? Internal inconsistency. Did start test. Target ID 0 not found in active targets. 5 missing from active tasks. The only thing that can sometimes happen, I mean, you have to make sure they're in the right package, but I don't think that's an issue here. TuneSim macOS. Yep. We're running macOS, so that should be fine. Let's, clean the build folder and run. Statistics result. Bounty. Okay. Woof. Now, what is going on? And that was. Didn't I give? Oh, let's do infinity. All right. Statistics report. Oh. Huh. Let's give it no height. Invalid frame dimension. Non-finite. Okay, let's give it 600. Okay. And this is people table I put the field values on. I gave them widths, right? Yeah. Let's take these off. Okay. All right, let's uncomment our stuff. And move people table. Oh, with. Okay. So weird. Let's put this on our table. Well, I'm curious if that'll do anything. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Then let's try and get our field values back. Get rid of this line. Get rid of these rows. I don't know that 600 is the right size. Probably not bad given our data, but all right, let's see. We can get those tables out. Interesting. I don't want the size. All right, I guess I could center this table would look better. I can make that width a little smaller. I can get these out of here. Okay. So now really it's this one that is left justified. I almost think I want center now. Stage title. That should be fine with centered. And the statistics are forced left. These should be centered. Okay. Okay, that can definitely be worked on. All right. I'm okay with it. Background green didn't seem to do anything. Guess I was doomed there. That white's a little bright, but tolerable. But okay, let's work on these now. All right, contents. All right, so I think this is going to be well, with 100. Let's see what that does. Background green can go away because it doesn't do anything. Let's run tests. Okay. Run the code. Oh, no, he gets his own. That's not unreasonable. It did space it out better. This now is not really needed. Wait a minute, is he? I guess he is alphabetical. This character is higher than quotes. That's where it was before. Okay. All right. No, I don't have sorting, but that would be an addition. I mean, it would be a reasonable addition. I'd love to be able to say how many, what's the most common titles, right? Let's take what we got there. I don't know what these problems are. Table of. Okay, we don't need that one anymore. Okay. Tip table. Okay, those are gone. That is gone. All right, let's see what else table tells us. Supporting sorting. The table sort descriptions update, resort the data collection. Using sort order. Well, that's a little weird, right? Well, all right. That's a wish list. Let's put it there. Statistics. Eliminate inner scroll bar. We did. Although we have one on the table now. I don't know if that's better or worse, but okay. Use a table for statistics results. I would say we've done that. I would like to center this field. Probably make him smaller. Let's make him 50. All right, and then there must be a way to do that, right? Table column. Related stuff, come on. Okay, I'll look it up over here. Table column. A lot of inits. Oh, I can make a column with integers. Localized string key, yep. Value is path to an int. Why didn't that work before? What displays a string property? Generates label. So if I do string key and value, and then the content is the row, that should have worked. Table content. Is that value? Key path row value int. I think that's true. Lots of comparables. Not much to do with them, though. Like, where is it going to tell me that this is width? Width is valid for that. Table column. Standalone structure. Table column content. Table row. I don't think we need that because we're not. Okay, I guess I'll do the old discovery method, right? Dot width. Okay. I'll do the Google discovery method. You cannot change column headers. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, it's a little simple, but okay. Does this compiles, apparently? Let's see if that really works. Oh, value, value. I don't want that. I want count. Key path value of type int cannot be converted to textual type string. Why does it need... Let's go back to table column. Creating an unsortable column, that's kind of what we did. Displays a string property that generates from a localized string key. String content. Okay. So for the strings, you're giving a comparator with the integers. Now, why is this one not working? Value, row value to content. Creates a sortable column. I don't see any difference. Key path row value int. Row value content. Key path row value string. It is int, right? I mean, that's what it's complaining about. All right. The other way I can do this, okay, let's go back to the typical count with a width of 50. Typical value. All right, and let's see what else we can do to the table. Dot. These all look like good old view sorts of things. Can I put dot multi-line here? No. Okay, let's just, oh, come on. See if this is changing anything color-wise. I don't intend to keep these, just curious. Right, doesn't appear to affect it. Oh, foreground does, all right. But we just be happy with our accent color here. All right. Let's lock this in. So just one last look. All right, we did get our green. That's good. Looks all right on the gray or the white. That's fine. This junk at the end we'll get rid of shortly. All right, so let's commit this. Use table in view for statistics. Okay. And then I guess we really want to remove the old field counts. Okay. Statistics result, no reason to show field report anymore. And if we're not showing it, we don't need to calculate it. Somebody should complain. Yes, field report. Now find field is not used. I'm okay with this type being left in here. Yeah. Oh, there's going to be some tests that break too. I hope. I'm pretty sure we had at least one. Actually, I'm pretty sure we had exactly one. All right, but this should be good. All right. Let's go back to the tests. Why didn't you complain? There we go. All right. I would say we've got that covered then. So we eliminate text-based field report. Good. Okay, back here. Other string-based fields. Okay, well, I don't remember what's involved there. I think we'll tackle one, see how it goes. All right, so somewhere in ABC parser, let's look here. Oh yeah, there we go. Ignore. All right. T, header title.parse. T is probably a good analogy. Well, these others, are these the headers? Header parser, okay. T, let's go see that thing. Header title parser, okay. All right, so, okay, so he's got to match. He's got to match his string, and then he pulls everything else and gets it. Well, that sounds very generic to me. Add title. Okay, I think we're going to make a line contents parser that takes a variable for this and then returns a string. And then the parser for it is going to return the value. Boy, it sure would be tempting to put this line out. The only thing in here is T. All right, let's see who uses this. Okay, we create the variable. We create a parser. And then, well, somewhere we call parse, right? That was where we started out. These guys are doing it outside too. I think maybe we should be like them. Okay, so I'm going to wait, this is a parse function. All right. Tunes.setMeter is awfully like tunes.set add title. Right? So, okay, let's redistribute the work a little bit. Okay, and this is going to be it's going to be like a line content parser. Okay, so what do I want to do first? Let's make this a variable. Okay, so init, well, what will we call this? It's the, well, we had a word for it up here. These are field name. Okay, it should tell us everywhere. Well, I'm going to say run tests, and it should, well, at least tell us. I guess it's going to make us do it the hard way. Header to parse title. Okay, that probably is good. Okay, so header title parser now does that. Let's find who calls this. I don't know if we can break it out enough to see it. Whoops. Is that really the call hierarchy? Yes. I should be using that more. Check tune. Find tunes, parse. Right, there's header title parser is a try. Okay. But tunes. Still haven't been in this parser for a while. It's a tunes builder. I really want to make this thing do like that thing. Okay, so that would mean the result parse it should return, no, it returns any type, but in particular it returns a string. All right. Right. Parse throws. It doesn't return. What's with that? Okay, where's the other parser? It was meter parser. You could be more helpful here. Meter parser, yep. Okay. And his parse should return, whoa. Make, meter, no. Parser, see by meter. Meter. Parser equals make. C bind meter. Means I gotta be generic. Return C bind meter parser. Ah. I thought parse would always return something. Who are the callers? Header parser.parse, that's the method. Header parser.parse. But like this meter one, it returns something. Oh no. Header title.parse. C bind string, that's okay. Oh, is he returning the parser? No. Okay. Let's see what meter parser did again. His parser has a init. C meter make. But nobody ever calls parse. That binds it. Who wrote this? Let's see. So meter parser has a parser. He doesn't have a parent, so he's just a standalone thing. I guess this guy could do that too, but his make function, no, he returns the parser. Oh, but the caller takes care of the parse it thing. Right? Right. Meter is parse it. Parser. So it knows it's parser. Okay, and whoa, T ignore, wait, this is the body. Okay, we want the header. Meter equals parser. Notice we're not passing tunes in anywhere, it's only used here. Okay, so let's do the same thing. We're going to try parse it, and we're going to set, what was it, add title? Add title. We're going to do this. Tunes.add title. So this cannot convert tune substring throws nothing to expect to type borrowed character T, which I think we want to be string. Okay, so header title parser dot parse. What's your problem? Okay, it's just a type issue. Parse. We want that to return. Have we've said string. Parser binds to string. Okay, we called parse. Parse is the function. Okay, let's get this next to it. Return string, let's just return that here. And since it's the only thing, we don't need to say return. Okay, so we're going to try the parse it on parser, which does return a string. Okay, let's see how that plays out. Yes, I do need a comma. Generic T could not be inferred. Tunes builder substring returns string to expected argument type bind character comma T. What did meter do? Try unit. Try parse it self parser with line. Try parse it self parser with line. Parse or parser? I think that method may be going away. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do something there. Okay. Header title parser. I think we have to inline that same line that we put in the parser up here. This. Right, everywhere who called parser has to parse. Okay, he calls parse, so he needs to capture the result. Let title equal that. Tunes.add title. Okay, and that was the only one. Keep looking at the body, going, what's going on? Okay. So, by analogy, this thing should parse that and then do this. And now we took that out of here. So it's as if we inlined it and then pushed it back out without that last line. Okay. So, did it manually, so let's make sure it really runs. There may be a test that was calling header title parser and not doing tunes.add title, and we'd have to adjust for that. Okay, no, there was not. All right, and let's just run it. And I think our statistics will tell us if we've got the titles there. Oh, there they were. Okay. But that looks like the titles. Okay, so those got parsed and added in. We're making progress. Okay, so now header title parser, it's really just a, I think it's a string line parser, string field parser maybe. Let's call it that. String field parser. Okay, but the variable is going to stay header line parser because he's passing in the T. Okay, nothing in here looks funny to me. He matches the leading character. Then a colon, then non-blanks, and trims off the rest of the string. That's what we expect from our input format. Okay, so now I think we are positioned. Let's see what B claims to do. B is a book. All right, so it's just a title. Book title maybe. Okay. So add, we got meter. I'm not sure where we're doing things. What's an analogy? We add this. Let's see what we're doing when we do tunes.add. Really, Xcode? Okay. Builder's last add. Set key, add title. I want to say we've done something that's add title. Let's see builder. Add title. Titles.append. See, builder knows stuff. He's got the titles. I'm kind of lost on the way in, like the metadata that we have for a tune. Okay. Builds a metadata based on the stuff it saw. And maybe this... I think there's room for generic fields here. All right. These are all very specific ones that require work because, well, title, it gets put in the title and in the titles. And then time signature, there's a bunch of work around that, and parts, we have to keep track of the A and the B parts and everything. But I think we're adding, or at least talking about adding stuff to the tune that is just sort of generic fields. And maybe his name could be enough for that. But maybe not. Maybe maybe we should just build this as we go. And this requires a little, this is a derived type. Titles is an array of strings. I mean, I'm thinking we should just have a map that's like this, and then when you get something, we can store it in that map just as well as anything. I don't know, does anybody reference these? They might. Yeah, tests do. Tune builder, set some tests builder. Tune builder Swift shared ABC parser. That looks like the same file to me. Tunebuilder.swift shared ABC parser. Tunes builder. Okay. Sets that in the builder. Okay. But we could do that. Yeah. We could say when you set something, like some of these, you only set them once, some of them you set multiple times. Add title is different. Set key, okay, that's the key signature. Let's look in Tune Builder. So this thing, we could probably make the setter put it in the metadata. And then make metadata is really just going to access the metadata, and there's not much to do. I guess they'd have to do this. Title, well, maybe not even. I feel like maybe not. Okay, but one way or the other, I want to make metadata, instead of initializing it to nothing, I want it to have values as they come. Now, I don't know about repeats. Yeah, you can see we were, in this case, we needed X, title, meter, length, and key. That's all we had. All right. And we weren't doing anything with composer or words. Okay. I guess we got to find out. Would have been nice to know in here if it could repeat. Oh, next paragraph. All fields may occur more than once. Okay, we're not doing instruction fields right now. It does make sense to put, yeah, okay, that's great, but you don't require it, so it doesn't help us any. Background information. Okay, So these fields mostly repeat. All right. I think we can make this tune builder if these things, we don't care about int, probably. We don't use it numerically. Okay. Oh boy. So I'm trying to find a way to put metadata in here, and I think it's going to have to be, metadata is going to map a string key to a value, and then the ones that repeat. But okay, which I think that will work for the stringy ones, which is many of the ones we haven't done. And then well, the instruction said split them by semicolons, so that sort of makes them more like, where are they? We had some that split by semicolons, title list, path list. It has a different interpretation, being a path, a hierarchy. Okay. I think that's where we'll pick up next time. What we want to do is we want to make Tune Builder, store other fields as metadata. Okay, now whether we can twist everybody into that, I don't think we can. Parts are different than strings and rhythms are different than strings, but things that hold one or many strings, I think, are all right if we can define the right structure. Events is the actual notes. Okay, so that's a totally separate aspect. All right. Let's go back to our string field parser. I guess with this, I can get book out. Okay, so I could have a string parser. I could have a book parser. I don't even need a book parser. I just need a, yeah, I'm making life harder by doing this. Okay, so I think store string-based fields. All right, and most of them can repeat. So I think what we're going to do is store field to array of strings. And as we add to it, we can initialize them empty, and then as we add to it, those fields will be appended on. And then in the metadata, maybe metadata is all strings as well, right? I think. Tune Builder. Metadata. This is the stuff you can search and filter on and sort do our count statistics on. So they are string forms of things. So even though parts description can't be, needs to be more sophisticated than a string, for purposes of metadata, we treat it as a string. So these are the string form of things. Now, maybe this joining stuff is not the way to go. Maybe they should just all be arrays of strings. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. And then will that push it too hard to the others? Maybe we'll do the equivalent of this. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, that's where we're going to stop today. Actually, that's where we're going to stop this week. So next time is Monday, which, let's see, 3, 2, 1, 0, 10th, 17th. No, Can that be right? Whatever Monday is. Still February. 27th? Guess I'm a week behind. All right, the 27th, 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. Normally that's Monday through Thursday, but I'm going to be out next Thursday. So Monday through Wednesday next week. I'm pretty confident we can adjust this metadata and make it easy to add books and then the other strings with that. I think that will be pretty straightforward. All right, well, thanks for joining. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.